Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Scott. Glad to have you with us. This is take 2. The first one just didn't take. If you look behind me, you'll see a bunch of circles, and no, these aren't the alien crop circles. This is where my home is going to go. But before they can put the home on the property, they have to pour footings for the piers. And they did this the other day. And so this is one of the last steps that we have to do on the property before we can get the home on. The home, like I said, my home is currently at the dealers. Hopefully the next week or so they'll be able to put it on my property out here, and then they can start drying it in, which means they seal all the outside, all the exterior, the roof and the siding, and then they can start working on the inside. After that, we can put in the water, the electric. The septic tank is already here, so they can hook that up. We're going to have gas out here. We are planning on putting a gas generator out here for when the lights black out, and then it's the decking, and then we work for the certificate of occupancy. Unlike other areas, we do have building codes here, and they're not super strict, but they're pretty good, and it's just something we have to deal with. But I do like this area out here. This is a rural part of Georgia. However, it is close enough to things like medical and food and other supplies, hardware stores and stuff. But one of the good parts is that I'm still close to family and friends, so that I will be able to have that support system, and also to my churches nearby, so that I have support there. And we talk about community, we talk about tribe, and we talk about family, and this keeps me somewhat in line with that. And so they are almost done out here, and hopefully, like I said, the next week or so we will get our property put in. I'll get our home on here. It's taking a little longer than I expected, but hopefully maybe by late summer, early fall, we'll be all moved in and good to go. It's just these things take time when in our case, we bought a manufactured home. We had it delivered. It's currently at the dealers, and then they have to bring it out here. They have to set it up, and then we get to move into it. We did get a pretty nice one, so we're pretty excited about that. Did we do the cheap poor man's way? No, we didn't. But this is the level that we decided to be at, and so we're pretty comfortable with what we're doing, and we'll be pretty happy once we get out here. And it'll be our neo-pioneering effort with air conditioning. All right. That being said, yesterday was very interesting. There were reports coming from various news outlets about a submarine fire. A Russian submarine, nuclear sub, was fired. It was the AS-12. I think it's pronounced the Lorishenka is its nickname. It's a deep diving sub. They call it a research sub. Some people think that it is used for some clandestine / special forces type use. That's not verified. There was a fire. 14 sailors, mostly officers and captains, were killed. But the exciting part about this was the fact that there was a lot of rumors and a lot of conspiracy theories that were running rather rampant, and I was kind of watching that, and it was very interesting. There was at least 2 news sources that are, I feel, somewhat unreliable, that were saying that this same sub, and they named it by name, and let me preface this by saying that this sub is stationed in northwestern Russia, up around Murmansk, which is near Norway. And they were saying that this sub, that where 14 people were killed, also sank a U.S. submarine off the coast of Alaska. Now, for those of you that aren't geographically competent, Norway is very, very far away from Alaska. And for this sub to get into a firefight, as they called it, with the U.S. sub, that was one heck of a torpedo. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is you got to be careful about what you see and what you read on the internet. Typically, most intelligence types consider initial information to be largely inaccurate. Usually stuff that comes out in the first 12 to 24 hours can be considered rather dubious. And so I think in this case, that is one of the issues at stake. People are just putting things out there, and just because you read it on the internet doesn't mean it's true. I do have another YouTube video I put out a month or so ago called Information Reliability. And yeah, like anything else, it's probably not the most exciting subject, but it does give you some ideas, some tips and some tricks on how to vet sources of your information, sources of your intelligence. And it's important you know how to do that. And so if you can, take some time, take a couple minutes and check out that video. It'll help you. I am an analyst, and I'm still an analyst. And these are some of the tools I use. Are they all the tools I use? No, but they are some of the tools, and if you use them, it'll help you gain a better insight to what's going on in the world. I know there are times when I follow different news feeds and got on Twitter, and the stuff that people are putting out is just bizarre. And you have to be able to discern good intelligence from bad intelligence. We don't talk about intelligence enough, and you really need to talk about intelligence because, as Forward Observer says, intelligence drives the fight. An example might be that you may be able to relate to, let's say your tribe, your group, your mag, your team, your crew, whatever you want to call it, has received some intelligence that there were hostiles to the east of you. And this was unvetted, somebody picked it up from somewhere, nobody vetted it, and so you sent the majority of your reactionary force to the east to help mitigate the hostiles there. When in reality, your real threat was to the west. And so now you've sent all your people in the opposite direction, and now you're being attacked, and now you have to bring all those people back. And you see how bad intelligence can personally affect you, harm you, even kill you. So, gather intelligence, yes, but learn how to vet it, learn how to use it, learn how to analyze it. Well, that's all I got for today. So you all be careful out there. Stay safe, stay secure.